Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Maggie and Ferocious Mondays. Today, we'll be reviewing our last segment of our 12th episode of Season 1 of Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, aka our last segment of our penultimate episode of this season. Season 1, Episode 12C, Maggie the Mommy. In this episode, Maggie, Hamilton, and the Beast play a game where Maggie is a mommy, Hamilton is her baby, and Beast is their dog. Now, this episode I deeply remember from my childhood because it was just super duper funny. It was super duper funny. I know some people, I don't know about other people, like what I said about my review of 1, 2, 3, how they feel about baby concepts or like characters pretending to be babies. But when I was younger and still kind of now, I kind of find that trope to be, okay, yes, it's a little bit weird, but at the same time, kind of cute, you know? And also, I love Maggie's outfit. It's giving grown up dress up couture. I just made that up. I really did. But I just love it. And I also like the way how Hamilton says, "You look beautiful." Just the way he said it is just it's so funny. And I also like um how this is one of the few times in the series where Maggie talks about her mother and the high heels she are wearing are ridiculously big. I mean, come on. Come on. All my females who watch my channel, I mean, come on. We can admit at some point in our lives, we went into our mother's closet or father's closet and just went to town on her dresses, on her shoes, on her purses, on her makeup, the whole shebang. Not to mention she even has a purse with makeup. I mean, not makeup. Okay, kind of, yeah. She has like powder. She has powder and also perfume. And be saying it that stinks pretty. And Hamilton saying, "You don't say it stinks pretty. It smells pretty." And him saying, "Excuse me." That interaction was just so cute. I love interactions between those two. And Maggie, she has a baby buggy and she says, "I need someone to be my baby." Well, obviously Beast gets off scot-free because obviously he's way too big. and he does this thing where he walks away when Hamilton's behind him and Hamilton has no other choice. I don't want to say that he was forced to be Maggie's baby. I want to say that he loves seeing Maggie happy. So I want to say he did it to like make her I want to say that he did it to make her happy. Not like happy in a way like he knows that like if he doesn't make her happy, she's going to get all toxic. No, I mean like she genuinely likes to see her happy and he feels like if one of the few times he says no to something, she might be sad without intentionally meaning to do so. So, I believe Hamilton wanted to do this to make Maggie happy genuinely. And Beast wanting to be the dog is just it's just great fun. It's great fun. And also, I love how we see the Moose sisters here, Mavis, Millicent, and Marge. We haven't seen them since Hamilton the Ham, which I really love them so much. And Marge saying, "Where did you get those crazy shoes?" I love that. I just love that quote so much. I love it. I love it. And Hamilton, he is so embarrassed. And there's an earlier scene where he covers up what's it called? The little thing that you put over the baby's head to keep the sun out of the baby's eye. Maggie's like, if you cover yourself, nobody will be able to see you. And then he said that's the point. That wasn't the exact quote. She said something like nobody will be able to see inside. And I think Hamilton said, I don't know, I don't want no one to look inside. I think so. You know what? I really don't do this, but I'm actually gonna go back to episode and see what the actual quote was. BRB. Okay, I'm back and I just re-listened to the quote. The quote was, "If you close it up like that, no, you won't be able to see out." And then Hamilton says, well, I don't want nobody to see in. Which was funny. That was really funny. And Beast just barking like crazy. And I was about to say, before that last clip, I was about to say about the Moo sisters when they're like, oh, can we see your baby? And then Maggie opened it up without Hamilton's consent, mind you. Not saying that it's her fault. It was just funny. He was like, I'm sleeping. Oh goodness. And then I think it was Millicent. She was like, that's a pig. And I also like it when Beast also asked the Moo sisters if they can play with them. And he even recommended, you guys can be cats and I'll chase you. But you won't really be scared because you know it's me. And I mean, clearly the cows got jobs in this world because they got choir practice. And them moving away from them is just, I love it when they sing so much. I just loved it. And the scene in this episode that I'll never forget, never, if it wasn't for this scene, just like how I said in Up, Up, and Away, if it wasn't for the scene of the spots blowing in the wind at Maggie and Hamilton, I would have forgotten about this episode. But if it wasn't for this scene right here, in this episode, this scene right here, this episode would have been erased from my memory. Permanently. Okay, not permanently, but until I rewatch it again. But yes, it's when Maggie she's struggling with them heels. Let me tell you. And I'm going to tell you a story of mine. And after I talk about this scene, she's struggling. High heels, they're easy to go down with. But they're easy to climb up with. Let me tell you. Whenever I have to wear formal shoes for any occasion, like a family event or like a school event, I cannot do heels. I have to do flats. I have to do very low pumps because, oh my goodness, I have sensitive feet. I have very sensitive feet. I do, but yes. And there's this little crease pavement in the road, and the wheel gets stuck in it, and Maggie shaking it like crazy, and Hamilton's squealing. He's squealing like crazy, and then he recommends Beast. Out of all people, you couldn't have done Maggie because you know how. I'm not gonna say Beast is too strong, but Beast, he's a bit too strong for his own good. Let's just say. And he asks, can you please move the buggy gently? Right where there's a hill. There's a huge drop, mind you. I wouldn't even want to run down this hill, roll down this hill, whatever down this type of hill. And he lets go of the buggy and Hamilton is just zooming down. Listen, when it comes to a situation like this, if I was supposed to be in this situation, I would rather see where I'm going instead of just being behind of where I'm going, because I don't even know where I'm gonna stop at, what I'm gonna hit. I'd rather be looking directly down instead of going behind. And him yelling for help, and Maggie, my girl Maggie, she decided it was a good idea, not throwing shade, to run down the hill. And she tripped on her high heels, and she's rolling, and she's like, we're coming, Hamilton! Oh my God, that scene. It made me laugh so hard. She's going after them. This scene, I'm telling you, this scene had me in laughter as a kid. When I first saw this scene, I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing for the rest of the day when I saw this scene. It was just because that's how funny it was. It was so funny. And then they both finally slide down, and I like it when Beast is like, Hamilton, say something. And he's just blinking. He's not even saying anything. And he's like, hoo-wee, what a ride. So by the end of this, he actually enjoyed it. But then the fun kind of starts to stop. No, before that, Hamilton is like, Maggie was about to move the buggy up the hill again, and then Hamilton is starting to play along. He was like, I can't walk up there by myself. I'm just a little baby. And he starts to play along, and he even starts using baby talk when he was like, my blankie. And then when they couldn't when the both of them couldn't understand him, he just face facts, and he just had to say it, my blankets. And she's giving them all nice and tucked in and snuggly, which is really cute. And then when she's going up the hill, she's really starting to feel the pain in her feet. And she's like, Mommy doesn't want to play anymore. And then he got out of the buggy at the top of the hill, and he gave her a kiss on the forehead, which was so sweet. It was adorable. It was adorable. It was so sweet. And then, so sweetly, Hamilton decided, why don't I push you? Why don't I push you in the buggy? Because he know that her feet hurt, so he wanted to help out. And even when Beast suggests that they should ride on him, he says, and I quote, "No, Beast, Maggie gave me a ride, and one good ride deserves another." Which is so, that is so sweet. Like, yes, that quote is just so memorable. You did something for me, so it's only fair I do something for you in return. Because you've done a lot today. It's time that I do the same for you. And even when Beast is still barking, he's like, Hamilton's like, we stopped playing now. You can stop acting like a dog. And then he's like, okay, baby Hammy. Because he still has on his baby bonnet. And then he finally takes it off. And Beast is still barking. And that ends our episode. So, this episode was really, really good. Before I give my rating, I'll tell you about my quick little story about my high heel experience. So, I was around like in the 3rd grade, and it was like Halloween, right? And my mother got me a Rainbow Dash My Little Pony costume. And I really wanted like some bright shoes. So I remember distinctly. It was getting towards the daytime where it was still kind of dark. I snuck in there, and I managed to find some orange high heel pumps that I knew were way too big for my feet. that surprisingly matched the orange in Rainbow Dash's hair. And I was able to sneak them in my backpack next to my trick or treat basket, because my mother was going to take me trick or treating after school. And when I got to school, I changed out of my normal shoes and I got into those shoes, and all I could hear for the first part of the day was people like snickering, laughing at me. I just decided to ignore it because I thought that like I really wanted to win first place in the Halloween costume party, which I did. But for the rest of the day, my feet were just, my goodness. And then the teacher was like, look, just change out of your shoes, those shoes, and just change into your normal shoes. And when I tell you, when we was getting to the playground for the costume party, because that's where it was being taken place, I was tripping. I was being very careful with the stairs, but when it came to the outside steps, I fell down. I didn't hurt anything, but just like, my goodness. And when my mother finally found out what I did, I almost didn't go trick-or-treating. Almost. But she was able to pass it, since I did tell her I did win. So, yeah, I still went trick-or-treating after all, but with my normal shoes. So aside from that memory, which was, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, my mother almost got in trouble because of those shoes. Because I lied saying that she said that I could bring them, which she clearly didn't. But yes, I almost didn't go trick-or-treating, but hey, I would say it was kind of worth it at the end. It was kind of worth it. But with this episode, I'm going to give it a 10. It was a great way to end off our penultimate episode of this season. It was really good. I liked it. I really, really liked it. And I'm so happy that we ended off on a funny episode. And I'm pretty sure all of our episodes in this batch of episodes got a 10. Right? Let me think. We had Louder. Yeah, I think I got a 10. Last episode got a 10. So I say this batch of episodes did really good. 3 10s straight in a row. I'm very happy. See, I guess I'm very happy that we got 3 straight 10s. Do you think our last batch of episodes will all get 10s? We'll all get 3 10s in a row? I hope so. So, speaking of our last batch, we only have one more batch of episodes to go. And then we finally finish with this season of Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, and then we can move on to season 2, baby! So, tune in with me next time as we'll be reviewing our our last segments of episode 13 of Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, starting with season 1, episode 13A, Hamilton's Boxcar. See you all next time. Great googly moogly.